Now we have reached day 4. Yesterday we had talked about the properties of metals and the first properties of materials, and the first property which we had discussed was the appearance. And if you remember, in appearance we had talked about that there are two types of materials. Some materials have natural shine in them, those materials are known as metals, and some do not have natural shine. I had given you examples like cotton, then we had wood, sponge, paper. So all these materials, they do not have any shine, and metals generally have shine. In next session we had talked about, though the metals have naturally shine, they have their natural shine in them, but due to the action of atmospheric moisturizer and air, the metals, they lose their shine, and with the passage of time they become dull. So the metals, or the objects which are made up of metals, with the passage of time they turn dull because of the action of air and water on the objects. Now the second property which we had talked about was the hardness. In hardness we had talked about two type of materials. One are hard materials and others are soft materials. Hard materials are those materials which cannot be compressed easily, जिनको आप हाथ से दबा नहीं सकते. Those materials are hard materials, and examples can be glass, wood, the objects made up of metals, they all are hard materials. And soft materials are those materials which can be compressed easily with the help of hands. For example, sponge, cotton, cloth, paper. So these are two types of materials on the basis of hardness. So hardness, hard material and soft materials. Now today the property which we are going to study, I will tell the property later, but before that I will be doing an activity and then we will come to the conclusion. So activity. For this activity I have got some materials and I will show you. I will put all these materials one by one in the water and let us then see what will happen. So first of all I am taking salt. And I'll just stir it. Then I'll take some sugar and stir it. Then in third glass I have taken some soil. Let us break it. And in fourth cup I will take some pencil shavings. पेंसिल को घड़ने के बाद, शार्प करने के बाद जो शेविंग्स होते हैं, those are pencil shavings. Now in fifth I will take some rice grains. Now let us see what happens to them. We'll just wait for some time. Now after some time we can see that I had added salt in it, but with the passage of time the salt is now not visible to us. This means that the salt has been dissolved in water. We cannot see salt, we are seeing clear water. This means the salt has dissolved in water. Now, coming to second glass, sugar. The amount of sugar is already been reduced. This means the sugar is also getting dissolved. Some crystals are there, but most of the sugar has already, it has disappeared in water, or we can say it has dissolved in water. Some more is there, it will take some time before it is completely dissolved. Now, if we see the third tumbler, we will see that the mud which we had added in the glass, it has not dissolved, it has settled down. It has settled down. See, you can see the mud has settled down. It has not dissolved, it has not disappeared, dissolved or disappeared. Now, similarly with the case of pencil shavings also, it is still there. It has not disappeared. Even the rice grains, we can see clearly, they have also not disappeared. They are there. This means that they are not dissolved. Now, after this activity, we have seen that some things, they are easily getting dissolved in the water. They are getting dissolved, they are getting disappeared in the water. So on these, after this activity, we can conclude that there are some materials which get dissolved in water, and some materials, they do not get dissolved in water. Now, on the basis of this, we can have two types of materials. One are soluble materials. The materials that dissolve in water. The materials that dissolve in water are called as soluble materials. For example, salt, sugar. Now, insoluble materials. Those materials that do not disappear or dissolve in water. So, for example, soil, pencil shavings, and rice grains. And this property is known as solubility. The property of materials by which they get disappeared or dissolved in water is also known as solubility. So this was all about the solid material. Now you see, I have taken all the solid materials. Salt was solid, sugar was solid, then soil is solid, pencil shavings are solid, and even the rice grains are solid. Now, what happens when we take liquids in water? Let us see what happens. Now, moving further, again I have taken 3 glasses, and all these have water in them. Now one by one I will pour some liquids in it. First of all, I'll add, this is vinegar. I'll add some vinegar to water, and let us see what happens to vinegar. Then I have taken some lemon juice, Just stirring. And now I am adding oil to it. Try to mix this also. Let us see whether the oil dissolves in it or not. We'll just keep these glasses for 2 minutes and see what happens next. Now in first experiment or setup, we had added some solid things to the water. Now in second setup, we have added liquids in the setup. Now see, in first class, I had added vinegar. So vinegar has, like, it has dissolved completely. We cannot see vinegar. Then in second glass I had added lemon juice. It has been dissolved completely in water, though the seeds are there, but we are talking about the liquid content only. So lemon juice is a liquid content which has already dissolved or disappeared in water. Now coming to oil. All of you can see that oil has not dissolved in water. It has come up in a form of a layer. It has come up in a form of a layer. So what do we conclude? We have seen, like in solids, we have seen in case of liquids also, some liquids, they dissolve easily in water, they get disappeared in water, and some liquids as oil, it is not disappearing in water. This means it is not dissolving in water. Now the twist here is that in liquids, when we talk about liquids, we do not use the term soluble. We do not say that vinegar is soluble in water. Instead of this, we say miscible liquids and immiscible liquids. The liquids which dissolve in water are known as miscible liquids, and which cannot dissolve in water, they are known as immiscible liquids. So new terms. Now I will remove this setup. So now we will be learning about terms miscible. 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 The liquid that dissolves or disappears in water are miscible liquids. And from our knowledge, for example, vinegar, then lemon juice, immiscible, IMMISCIBLE, immiscible liquids. The liquids that do not dissolve in water are immiscible. Generally, oils and fats, suppose we take butter also. If you can try this at your home. If we take butter, if we take animal fat, like if we take ghee, if we take butter, and if we take any type of oil, it is seen that mustard oil, olive oil, these oils, they do not dissolve in water, and all these materials which do not dissolve in water, liquids, they are known as immiscible liquids. So today we had learned about another property, which is the solubility, and on the basis of whether we are talking about solid or liquids, we have three different terms for that. If any solid is easily dissolving in water, it is known as soluble, and if it not dissolving in water, it is known as insoluble. Now in case of liquids, if any liquid is dissolving in water, it is known as miscible liquid, and the liquid which is not dissolving in water is known as immiscible liquids. So I will finish here. Please go through your books, read the content. More examples are given in your books, and if any doubts, we will meet in the doubt session. Thank you.